In this video, we're going to be talking about the default emotional state and why it might not be what you think it is. Hi, I'm Ron with Leadskill. We help leaders and their teams go further with emotional intelligence. So I've been training on emotional intelligence for a number of years, and I have to tell you, even recently, one of my fundamental assumptions, I became aware of it, and I've been actually fundamentally challenging it. And this is big for me. But I hope that this video will help you think a little bit more about your own emotional intelligence and gain some self-awareness in the process. So my assumption has been for quite some time that my default emotional state is I'm clear. And what I mean by that is that for the most part, I operate without my emotions clouding my judgment or really getting too involved in my decision making and my everyday functioning. And so we use the analogy, I've actually got a set of eyeglasses like this that stand for the fact that my default emotional state is clear. I'm seeing things pretty, evenly, and I don't have really any strong involvement of emotion getting in the way. In my training classes, though, I do demonstrate that the other couple of options is you could be cloudy or you could be red. And so here's my set of cloudy glasses. Now, these are dark, right? The set of sunglasses. Let me give you a look, though. If you look through these, it's cloudy. I mean, you can still see a lot, but there's a little bit of distortion in the way. I mean, things are gray, right? So it's cloudy. I don't see everything with perfect accuracy. And so that helps us understand that emotions probably are affecting us at least at some level. And if you stop and think about it, it's like, someone cut you off in traffic. Maybe if you're on public transport, someone nudged you, or, standing room only on the subway or the bus. And it's like, those are just little things. But it's like we all face emotional events throughout the day. Someone makes a comment. It's 5 seconds, but it can set us off. I mean, researchers have said that a well-placed comment that is negative or that we just don't like can actually have us stewing for 4 hours, up to 4 hours before we can actually get over it. And just think about if your boss or someone that you really respect criticizes you, how much you're going to be thinking about that, and how much it's going to be working on you on an emotional level. I'm cloudy. I'm not able to really think clearly about everything that's going to come to me in the day. And so another event that happened to me just pretty recently that really put this in perspective was in a training class, emotional intelligence training. There was a participant. He's a sheriff with a U.S. city law enforcement office. But I was thinking about law enforcement often called on the scene, show up, and they've got to very quickly read a situation, like what are they dealing with? And if law enforcement came to a situation just automatically assuming we're cloudy here, right? We don't have all the facts, and we've got to very quickly decide, do we need to de-escalate? Do we need to take someone out because they're a threat and a danger to the public safety? Or what do we need to do here? Very quickly read the situation. If you go in assuming that you're cloudy, then you can calibrate. You can get clearer, or you can also do a quick check and say, man, is my pulse beating? Am I red, in fact, and not even aware of it? And as I thought about that for law enforcement, it made me realize, in the business world where I function day to day, I think a lot of leaders would be greatly benefited to stop assuming that they're actually fundamentally clear in their emotional default state, and that we all are dealing with some level of cloudiness. It may be slight, it may be moderate, it may be pretty pronounced, like skirting pretty close to the edge of being red. That our emotions at some level are affecting us, interfering perhaps with our judgment, shaping how we see things, shaping how we interact with other people. If we can actually start operating from the assumption that I'm cloudy, now how could I get clearer? Or I'm cloudy, in fact, might I be red? Are my emotions even shaping a lot more of my thinking, my judgment, my interaction with other people, much more than I realize? I've learned as a leader that if I'll start asking myself these questions, it just puts me in a much better place to manage my emotions versus deceiving myself and thinking that I'm in a place that I'm really not. So I hope that's a helpful analogy. We actually did a video on this several years back with the drinking glasses and demonstrated the clear, cloudy, and red. You can go watch that on our channel. We've got other content like this too for leaders working with emotional intelligence. I hope it's helpful. Subscribe, follow us along. By the way, if you're still watching and you want to get in touch with me without making a comment down below, you can email me at mastery@leadskill.com. That is in the description notes, so you can find it. Love to hear from you. Thanks for joining us.